Okay, side out here, 6'2". Oh, no. Miss a serve. I'm trying to go for it. That is a good miss in my book, though.
You have an aggressive serve.
Yeah, that is a good miss in my book. We've been able to get away with some freebies and get some cheap points off some serving crash. Sick little pickup by Jame, I'll tell you what. Hold, speed, go. Oh, no. Dang it. Okay, so take a look here. Okay, so Jame goes big on the serve, thumps the serve, drop, speed. Look at the pickup. Oh, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, and let's see here. So on my speed up, I think I was thinking line. So obviously got a liftier dink from CJ, pulled out, somewhat balanced. Looks like, Benny catches this thing late. He catches it late. It kind of goes inside out. I thought it was a decent speed up. But it looks like, Ben had the forehand covered there. Probably not a ball that I should speed up on, even though I had some time.
I don't know. I mean, Tyson, respectfully, I'll disagree with you a little. I think it's definitely a ball that's sitting up that you absolutely could do something offensive with. Yep. And speeding up, I think, is not a bad thing. I think this is an example of just scouting report, right? That's kind of your favorite speed up. You hold like you're going line. Right. You go inside hip. I think against a lot of players, it's a great play. Ben just covers that inside hip probably as well as anyone with that forehand counter. I think it makes him exceptionally tough to attack. So I think for players at home, it's not that you maybe don't attack. It's just sometimes your favorite attack against a certain player might be right in their wheelhouse, and you have to maybe try some different spots or win a different way.
Yeah, and K-Mac, obviously, from what we've seen over the last couple of years, teams or players on the right that's in front of Ben that have found success in speeding up, usually it's back behind him to the backhand, correct?
Yep. Testing him. He started to, use that two-handed backhand, but it's not nearly as developed as his forehand, or sometimes go into the body if you can hide it enough.
Right.
Ben will often just play conservatively and reset if he doesn't see it coming.
Right. Okay, 2-6 here. Looks like the Johns boys have a little momentum. Drive, drop. What's new? Okay, dink back behind.
Dink
speed.
Behind.
Oh, stay with it, Jame. Oh my gosh. It's a circus point. Hey, I should
Tyson on the left.
What am I doing? The ball was so high. God, what a wiener. I mean, freaking all that for that. I mean, K-Mac, tell me, should I speed this up or not?
No, absolutely.
Right here.
I mean, your first touch on that side. You're trying to get your bearings, but yeah, above the height of the net, opportunity to go at CJ. I think you definitely got to go there.
I got to trust the offense. Decide to dink it too wide. There's a little ATP for Ben. Now the boys are up 3, or now the boys are climbing back 3-6. Yeah, I gotta pull the trigger there. That is one of the safest dinks I've ever hit in my life. Okay, drive, drop. Test that, man. Inside out. Working it. Inside foot. Behind.
Yeah, a little dink behind. Yep. Leaning in.
Showing some different looks here. Colin literally is taking dink after dink that's above his shoulders or above his hip, and he's just dinking it back. Okay, let's take a look at that last point here. Probably one of our better dinking points of this game. Not going to lie. The points have been going fairly fast. Okay, put the return on CJ, bangs it first, drops, gets in, block. Now he's in, baby. So looks like there's a lot of middle dinking here. Inside foot, middle.
Yeah, Ben's coming quite a bit over, really helping Colin on that inside foot dink. You're able to find it there.
But two major things that we're kind of looking to do here from the kitchen line is having Jame use topspin against Ben's backhand dink. And then, obviously, I get 3 things. keeping Colin honest with some speed ups from Jame, and then also too me creating offense, whether that's back behind Benny or it's using that lob cross court. But I think if there's 3 ingredients that have been working for a lot of teams, it's testing Colin, keeping him honest, being able to go at him. It is topspin from the left side player, using topspin on their dinks, whether it's inside out forehands or it's their two-handed backhand dink against Ben. And then also thirdly, speeding back behind Ben or using that cross-court lob. That is the recipe. That is the formula that has been working, even though I just missed that last lob.
All good. All good.
Oh, gosh, we got away with one. So I decide to take a little fourth ball and try to put a little stinger on Colin here, add some pace. Drive, drops a little floaty, take a step back, bang. Jame with the hands of an angel. Somehow,
yeah, it looked like CJ closed maybe just a fraction of a second faster than you were expecting. Usually he's hanging out more in mid-court when you speed that ball up where he's just resetting, but he was able to close in and get on top of that counter. And Jame doing a nice job of digging out some tough balls with not much reaction time there.
K-Mac, talk about that. Talk about just like the benefit of sometimes like a CJ being like methodical as he moves up and he takes his sweet time, but other times looking to be a bit more aggressive. How much pressure can that add on the returning side just with the court positioning, moving around a little bit?
Oh, big time. Can add a ton of pressure, even if you just do it once in a while, because you guys have gotten in a pattern of Colin makes his drop, it sits up a little, and then you're just freely swinging every time, expecting a reset. If he just hurries in a little bit more like he did once in a while, maybe the next time you're worried about him doing that again, and then maybe if he is at midcourt, you just get scared and you dink it and you lose your advantage. So being able to show your opponents that you have offense off the line, or that sometimes you can close in faster and not always take that methodical approach, can pay dividends, later on in the match.
Yeah, I think something that we've said in camps too is that, if you're having a hard time coming in or like you feel heavy traffic when you're dropping and moving in, and you're taking your sweet time, sometimes being a little blind with your court position, once you feel like your opponents are overextended or they're getting down, sometimes being blind with your court position and just moving forward is going to cause them to second guess being aggressive, which could lead to either unforced errors or simply them just hitting the surrender button and giving the old invitation to move forward. So if you're dealing with heavy traffic, sometimes, moving in a little quicker could definitely pay off. Okay. Yeah, Colin definitely missed a sitting duck there. Was in control of the point the whole time until he missed that duck.
Yeah, he got the high one he wanted and just couldn't quite convert.
Oh, came at him again. We like it. We like it. So this is definitely blind aggression from us, but it's been working. And it seems like if we're going to go at one person and try to target or isolate one person as we're speeding up, Colin usually is the guy.
And again, it's just a reminder for the viewers at home. You're really looking at two main things when you're receiving a drop that bounces, right? You're looking at how hard or how much ground your opponents close in. So if they're right on the kitchen line, maybe you're a little less likely to speed up. And you're also looking for the height of the bounce. So on that one, Jame had one of two. He had a high bounce, but CJ was right on that line. So you take a little bit of risk, but again, it was a high enough ball where he felt like he could just overpower him, and he did.
Yep. Yeah. And I mean, I think what we're seeing here too is that Jame has an obvious gain head-to-head against Colin. So keep going back to what's working.
Yep.
All right, so 6-4 here. We have not scored for about, 8 or 9 minutes. So time to get our ass going, get back on the scoreboard, get some scoreboard pressure taking place here.
Definitely working over that inside foot, seeing if he can get Ben to come over too far. First time Ben's gone behind you with a dink in a while.
Right. Yeah, how you like that, K-Mac? How you like that?
Boom, too many dead dinks to Tyson. He's gonna do something.
Come on, use the love, use the senior speed up, right? Come on.
The old senior speed up.
The old senior speed up, baby. And not going to lie, that's one of the few times where I've gone over Ben. Why I used that, he had taken a couple dinks out of the air. He was over leaning. I thought there may be some room to be successful on that lob just because he was leaning in. Took one out of the air. Same look. Bang. Okay. I call that the old panty dropper. Okay. All right. 7-4 here. Got ourselves back on the board. Looking to use this momentum to clinch game 2. Trying to get the crowd going a little bit. All right, 7-4 here. Okay, drop. And K-Mac, I know we talked about this in our last boiler, but I feel like 2 players on tour that hit the drop as they're moving forward with topspin very well is Jame and AJ Kohler. They hit, and I think, Hunter Johnson also hits it very well. It's like this, It's this hybrid little drippy drop that gets down, and they're moving forward. They're right in your vision. It takes some feathery touch to be hitting that as your feet are moving.
For sure. The advantage of it, though, is if you can execute it, you don't really have to play transition, right? That hybrid drop alleviates your need to play mid-court, and you're right in their sights. They're hitting up on the next ball. So definitely a nice one to have in your arsenal, but there's some extra risk involved.
Okay, a lot of dinking inside foot. Pull Ben out, inside foot. Ball's just getting moved around here until we get some options. Oh yeah, we like it. Call that a bait dink, which led to CJ trying to Ernie. Go ahead and take that bait again. Okay, and K-Mac, tell me, why is it a great decision for CJ to Ernie here? So he gets pulled out. I'm gonna show that again. So CJ's looking to Ernie off of what here, K-Mac?
Yeah, he's recognizing that Ben's aggressive dink with Jame's court positioning in the middle is going to move him pretty far out wide, and it's a little bit of a race for him to get there. So the highest percentage kind of reset location for Jame is right up his own line, and by CJ jumping the kitchen, he's taking that away. So really the only safe spot for Jame now is to the middle, which that's more or less a dead dink to Ben's forehand, which is also good for your team.
I like that. Yeah, I think for viewers and listeners out there, if your opponent is in front of you and they're moving wide, your partner has hit a wide dink, pulled them out of position. They're looking at small picture, probably 9 times out of 10, just like what K-Mac had mentioned. They're going to look to redirect that dink up the line. It's very, very tricky to try to yank that thing back cross court. So most people, whether they're dropping, they're in transition, they're playing defense, or they're at the kitchen line. If they get pulled out wide, most people just want to keep it in front of themselves and to try to dink it back line or to try to keep it back line.
Yeah, and it's all about risk, right? Could someone go cross court? Maybe, right? But it's a much tougher shot. Right. Most high-level players aren't going to practice being in a bad spot and taking unnecessary risk. So it's taking away their favorite, most high percentage shot in that scenario.